See him going down to the bottom of the map by himself. It looks like he is going to try and just guard that tri-bush for anybody to come through and invade the blue. They also have, again, Lux and Maokai in that mid, but they are free. They went around that top brush, and they are going to be just hanging out there. They see a shot coming through. Looks like Jace not choosing a skill yet. Yes, he actually did choose Q for this. See what they do. Let's crank Jace up top. That still gives them a bit of crowd control in that position. Most of it in mid, though, with Cloud Templar on Rapid. And again, just Woong down bottom. And I like that with Woong. Obviously, Misfortune getting that passive movement speed. So if she sees anybody, she's out of there.
And I want to call attention to actually the Team Solomon's Wraith Brush. So they saw, Azubu Frost saw that TSM shoved that top lane, and a lot of people went up there. So Cloud Templar made the move into TSM's jungle and tossed a sapling down there at that brush by the Wraith camp, which allows them to see just what TSM is trying for. And now with that extra vision, plus that ward in the top river, now Azubu Frost feels a lot more comfortable, and they're actually making their own moves, aggressing a lot in this bottom lane. You can see Reginald leading the way as Karthus, using layways to check brush and make sure that the opponents are not waiting for them. So both these teams actually making their ways into the game, trying to look for something aggressive to do, and scouting out along the way, making sure they're not getting flanked as a result. You can see Azubu Frost just pinged the opposing Lizard camp. They're going to make an invade for this brush.
All right, so I was a little wrong here. They didn't go to the Golem bush. They went straight for the red bush. And they are going to try and dodge that ward in that barren area, but they did not. A bottom take here, just on the other side of the wall. No cat and mouse to be played, though, unless Xpecial starts to pull up towards red. He's not going to find himself in trouble. No, he gets vision of them. They now know 3 are in the base. The pings start to go down. They say, can we close them in? You saw the ping behind Red go in. If Reginald can get himself down there. But he really does not want to mess with this. We can see him making no movements. And they're looking to just get some cheeky grabs over the wall. 3,000 gold to 3,000. Looks like the counter jungle was pretty much countered itself by the odd one, going for the Wraiths.
I think this was overall I think it went better overall for Team Solomid. They knew the opposing team had a much better invade lineup, and they had to do something to sort of pull that lead back and not really get destroyed in the invade. Now, the one sad thing, though, for Azubu Frost is Cloud Templar's got Lizard instead of Golem, so his jungle speed's a little bit slower than he wants it to be, but ultimately the odd one, running around a Shyvana, she's always going to have a faster clear than Maokai anyway, so it's not really the end of the world to be a little bit slower than your opposition. Overall, he did save his smite. Cloud Templar's happy to use that now on this Golem and keep himself in the jungle.
So TSM, I believe the first one while running Shyvana or Shen in the jungle is going to be giving that to her. Usually you see it going to that top laner or mid laner very fast, but Odd1 keeps that for himself. The grab down bottom just missing, and it looks like Mad Life forced back until he gets that cooldown back up again. Jace against Darius up top. So Dyrus looking to go against one of his main champions in that pool. Should have this lane pretty well, but Shy staying in that long range ability form so he can get that poke out.
And they tried to gank that bottom lane a little while ago. You can see actually Darius right now. He's stuck in the brush. He knows he's against a long-range champion who can attack him every time he goes for a minion kill. So what Darius is doing is he's sitting in the brush and waiting out for the odd one to go for a gank here. He's also only leaving the brush to go for a last hit. He's going to keep playing passively, and you'd actually like to have Jace jump in on him. If I were, unless he kind of reads it, he could try to bait out Shy for a push.
Here we go, Shyvana coming from the backside, flashed over, the exhaust goes down, but that's huge for that top lane. Shy now must play a bit more careful. Jace can get movement speed with that flash down. Wow, so much aggression coming from him. He knows the limits of what he has right now in that situation, continues to do damage in Cloud Templar, now looking for the counter gank, knows that health is low. With the exhaust down, this now becomes his fight in the jungle. I believe that was just cleared. No, the odd one caught him on the backside of view, and he knows to go outside of the jungle.
Well, it doesn't matter too much anyway. Actually, Odd1 still lurking around that sapling, acting as a ward so that Cloud Templar is not aggressed on, and then puts another sapling down, really taking stock of what's in the jungle. Reginald clearing out that Wraith camp for the Odd1. and that's when you get someone like Lux, someone like Misfortune, Jace, etc. They are all burst damage. They're all forced on dealing damage to one or a few targets right away. That's going to keep being the case. Those targets will take a lot of damage in fights.
Dyrus gets the power fist, or rather the rocket grab to go right through the cape there, just making it out. Beautiful ward placement coming from Azubu Frost. And like I said, it's completely aggressive. They want to get every single kill that they can, and they want to do it one by one. Like I said, Team Solo Mid does not make very many mistakes in team fights. We have not seen that full fight yet. It may be huge for them. They have good area of effect coming into the fight. We'll have to see if they can utilize Reginald all the way through. He's not afraid to play that zombie Karthus and will initiate fight with Requiem as well if he has to.
And this is going to be a scary situation, though, because really zombie Karthus without a lot of ability power won't matter very much. The thing to realize is Rapid Star has low cooldowns and a lot of ability power. His shield is going to help his teammates for 160 health on each way through. If